The song is called Quiet Town.
Goes another plane roaring over our heads. Yeah, I miss the days when we lived in a quiet town, where people walked how they talked and they meant when they said, you got a friend you can count on. Guess me and you were fortunate few, lucky to have had that all to lose. Now I'm willing to bet we're not the only ones left missing a quiet town. They're moving in with concrete and stone and those gray skyline homes. Remember when we lived in a quiet town, where the stars shine brighter than the city lights there, and the crickets still sang after sundown. Yeah, me and you were fortunate few, lucky to have had that all to lose. Now I'm willing to bet we're not the only ones left missing a quiet town. Still dreaming free. I wish it could have been saved. Those simple days, the quiet old way. Came in on the new roads instead of the old, well, you'd never know. This used to be a quiet town, where the wind in the trees and the buzz of the bees and the songbird song wasn't all drowned out. Yeah, me and you were fortunate few, lucky to have had it all to lose. Now I'm willing to bet we're not the only ones left missing a quiet town. Yeah, I'm placing my bet there's more like us out there, missing some quiet town.
Yeah.
I hit the notes.
We're at Welcome to 1979 in Nashville, Tennessee for Week of AmeriCanaFest 2025. Joining us in studio today, we're so excited and happy to have Mindy Smith, who I actually know, and we had this conversation before we started filming, from the tribute album to Dolly Parton.
That's right.
You covered Jolene.
I did.
And it's one of my favorite compilation albums of all time because it's so freaking good.
Well, and the artists that are on that album, I mean, the opportunity presented itself, and I didn't really have anything at the time going on. I was writing, I was doing the artist thing,
Yeah.
but I didn't have a deal or anything, and I got a phone call from Steve Buckingham, who produced
Yes.
the tribute album, and he said, do you want to be a part of this? And he shared who was all on it. And I'm a big fan of everybody on this record, and I was like, yeah, I think I can make that work. Yeah.
On Thursday at 12 o'clock, I could come by and record that.
Yeah. So the cool thing was I chose to do Jolene, and
Yeah.
I picked the chord progression to work it up. I couldn't play it like Dolly because who can? I mean, unless you're like an expert guitarist. But I worked the song up and it got a little darker. My version.
It did. The thing is, your cover is so interesting because the song is a dark song.
It is.
And her version is so light that you don't realize the undertone, but the way you present it, it's like, yeah, this is kind of where the essence of it.
It is, and I tend to think from that, perspective, as a songwriter. So I perceived it that way, just, when I was looking back over the lyrics and really diving into it.
So the first song you open with, Quiet Town, that's off your album from last year. It's a title track from your album from last year.
Yes. I released my second independent album just last year. It's licensed with Compass, but I, went ahead and finally made another record. And I had a lot of songs to choose from over the years. I've been doing other things between albums. My last record prior was out in 2012, so that's been a minute. But I've, released singles and worked on other things since. But it was finally time to sit down and make an album. And I gave a ring to a really fine producer named Nielsen Hubbard, and we just sat down and started to work at it. So I'm going to perform a song I wrote with John Scott Sherrill called If I Didn't Know Any Better. And it was on my album Stupid Love, also a song sung by a fabulous artist named Alison Krauss back in the day. But it sounds sad. I don't think it's a sad song. It just sounds sad. I'll just say that.
Turned around before I could run. I found you already settled down in the back of my mind, and I know this is just a customary fever. The moon is a deceiver that'll leave you running blind. Your heart is pulling. If I didn't know any better, I'd be falling deeper and deeper. It's true, I'd hear you calling. If I didn't know any better, and I'd be in love with you. Didn't want to look in the eyes of the one that I would be drawn to. I'm a moth lost in a fire, and I know this is just a customary fever. The moon is a deceiver that'll leave you running down. Your heart is pulling. If I didn't know any better, I'd be falling deeper and deeper. It's true, I'd hear you calling. If I didn't know any better, and I'd be in love with you. When the flame burns out, it finally settles down, and you forget I ever came around. Your heart is burning. If I didn't know any better, I'd be falling deeper and deeper. It's true, I
You're going to have a holiday show in Atlanta this year.
I am. I'm taking a leap. So I've got a few Christmas things I've done. I did an album in the 2010s or 2000s. And it's a gift that keeps on giving, Christmas music. It really, truly is. And so we followed it up a few years later, or in my independent career world, and did a little EP. And so I thought, it's time. People have really, come to express how much they appreciate the record. So I was like, let's give it a go. I'll give it a shot this year, see how it goes. And so I'm gonna do a Christmas show. I'm gonna sing.
Perfect.
And that's
holidays are always festive and fun.
Yes, and I'm gonna go to Atlanta, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Amazing. And speaking of fun, I love that hat that you have on.
Thank you.
And I know that kind of leads a little bit to your hobby.
It's a hobby that probably, I have to maintain my sanity, because I can't just keep, I do love to go to the thrift store and find things like treasures, and this is one of the treasures I found.
It's fantastic, and it looks great on you.
And it fits my head, which is unusual. I have a very small
That's even
head.
better. That's a bonus.
I have a very small head, so yeah. I think it's more fedora than cowboy hat. I have to be careful not to bring everything home I do find. That's the trick.
Well, yes, that's what my husband keeps harping on me for as well. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I know your first single was "Come to Jesus," and I believe you're going to play that for us today.
I am. "Come to Jesus" is the song I'm going to do, and yeah, it's been crazy how this song has impacted my life. So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you.
Oh, my baby, when you're older, maybe then you'll understand. You have angels to dance around your shoulders, 'cause at times in life you need a helping hand. Oh, my baby, when you're praying, leave your burden by my door. You have Jesus standing at your bedside to keep you calm, keep you safe away from harm. Worry not, my daughters. Worry not, my sons. Child, when life don't seem worth living, come to Jesus, let him hold you in his arms. Oh, my baby, when you're crying, never hide your face from me. Oh, I have conquered hell, I've driven out the demons, and I have come with a light to set you free. Worry not, my daughters. Worry not, my sons. Child, when life don't seem worth living, come to Jesus, let him hold you in his arms. Yeah. healing of his hand. 'Cause here in heaven we will wait for your arrival. Here in heaven you will finally understand. Here in heaven we will wait for your arrival. Here in heaven you will finally understand. Worry not, my daughters. Worry not, my sons. Child, when life don't seem worth a living, come to Jesus and let him hold you in his arms.